Thank you all for coming. It's been an amazing 2 years at COD. I really can't thank the faculty, the community. Honestly, it's just been the most blessed 2 years for sure. It's prepared me for the rest of the years of schooling and beyond. So I'd like to thank Dr. Havens. Since I met him, honestly, he kind of just took me by the arm and said, I know your situation. I've been with my private teacher, Mr. Victor Moreno, for 5 years at the time. And I told him, listen, I have this mentor, and I want a second opinion, basically, but I don't want any interference going on. And he said, I get it. He was just the most amazing, second pair of eyes and ears, and just was a fantastic mentor for me as well as Victor. So I'm really grateful for both of my teachers, and Professor Kesselman, Dr. Higgins. They made this possible. I'd like to thank, obviously, my parents, my brother. My family's just been an amazing support group, so just very blessed to be here. So on the program, we have three Chopin pieces, 3 pieces by Chopin, who his story is a rather tragic one. 1810 to 1849, only lived 39 years old. 19 years old, he left his homeland of Poland, kind of toured Europe, found his most artistic area in France. And these 3 pieces, I think, kind of symbolize Chopin's just greatest features in his music. He's very pianistic. Some say the most pianistic writer of all time, and it's true. It lays under the fingers fantastically well. It's very intuitive writing. The scherzo actually originated as a form in the Baroque era. It was a lighthearted, more upbeat, up-tempo form, rather short. But Beethoven was kind of the first to expand upon the scherzo, turned into a form that kind of had more emotional kind of complexity to it, became a much more artistic form that Chopin then romanticized even further. So this one's kind of the representation of the darkness that was going on in Chopin's mind. The Polonaise actually features a mazurka. The Polonaise and the mazurka are 2 Polish dances. They're 2 of the biggest Polish dances in Poland at the time. The Polonaise was kind of the high-class dance in Poland. This was kind of a symbol of nobility. So this one is a bit more of a intense, upbeat tempo that kind of gets changed into a major key with the mazurka, which is a bit more slow, intimate. So kind of two different shades of Chopin, his longingness for home, but also his kind of romanticism for Poland as he was very homesick during this time. Then finally, the fantasy. The fantasy as a form is kind of free form. Not that there isn't a form, but rather that the form is up to the composer. So the composer has full kind of liberties as to what they do with the piece. In this case, this fantasy is among Chopin's greatest work. The fantasy in F minor is kind of the epitome of the fantasy. Almost a sonata-like form. There's the A section with a march-like theme in the beginning. There's an interlude of kind of quiet lyricism. That then ends with a mini codetta. Really fabulous, beautiful music. And in total, I'm a huge fan of Chopin. His music has just really widened horizons and has been a great joy for me. So I hope you all enjoy the concert. And again, I really appreciate you all coming out. Thank you.